Hi guys, it's Michelle here from MoonShadow Tarot, and I am going to do an April message for Aries. So you can watch this if you've got your sun, moon or rising sign in Aries, and it's just going to be sort of a general energy forecast for the month, and sort of an indication of what to expect. So let's get stuck in. I'm going to pull some initial cards from the Radiant Rider-Waite deck, and then we'll use these additional decks for clarification as needed. So I have pre-shuffled these, but I always like to do a little bit of shuffling on camera as well. Okie dokie. Okay, so what's going on for Aries for the month of April 2019? When a whole clump falls out like that, it's just because I'm clumsy. Right. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay, so we've got two that have turned over. So can I get a clarification card, please, Spirit, on the Nine of Pentacles? Clarification cards, please, on the Nine of Pentacles. Wow, there is so much energy in this deck today. It is crazy. And what that means, in case you're sort of new to watching tarot videos, when there's a lot of energy in the deck, it generally means that there's a lot of change happening in the outside world, and that a lot of components in your physical experience are moving around. And of course, things start shifting in the outside world last. Things shift internally, like emotionally, mentally, spiritually, before you see things shift on the outside. So when there's a lot of energy in the deck, it's often that a lot of the shifts are going on internally, and it's just about ready to show up in your physical experience. Right, and I'm also going to get a clarification card on the moon. Get another clarification card. Okay, so we've got two more. Right. I'm not feeling reading any reversals today. I'm feeling like they are needing to be upright. Sorry, I'm just going to move my crystals around so I've got room to place my cards in a way that I can read them. Okay. So here are the overall energies this month for you, Aries. So we've got the Nine of Pentacles and we've got the Moon. So for the Nine of Pentacles, what I'm getting is there's this energy moving into the start of the month, where in the last month you've really been focusing on yourself. You've been focusing on what makes you happy, and not relying on other people to make you happy. And you've been finding fun new activities and hobbies, and you've been going out and socializing with people perhaps, but it's like you're not expecting other people to make you happy. Or maybe you're socializing with new groups of people that and trying new hobbies and doing a whole bunch of things that you perhaps haven't done before or you haven't done for a long time. And so there's an energy of coming into the month, you're feeling quite strong and secure in yourself. You're feeling kind of self-sufficient. You're feeling a sense of abundance. Now, what I mean when I say abundance in this context is I'm not meaning that you necessarily feel or are particularly wealthy in a financial sense, but on a contentment level, there is a certain level of abundance that you feel. There's a sense of, you know what, like, I'm making progress in my life. Like, things are going pretty good. And you see here that in the past, maybe things were seeming to go quite slowly. You've got the Knight of Pentacles, which is a it's a card of forward movement, but it's a very slow energy. And so maybe in the past you were feeling like things are happening really slowly, and maybe this month you're starting to pick up a bit of energy and a bit of speed and a bit of momentum behind sort of the changes that you're making and the things you're just really doing because they make you feel happy and they make you feel good. Now, why I say that I feel like the energy and the momentum is picking up is because here we've got the Nine of Cups. Now, the Nine of Cups is an energy of wish fulfillment. It's an energy of you're just about at the Ten of Cups, and the Ten of Cups is a card of like, you've got your ducks in a row, you've got a nice, solid, stable foundation. In the physical world, you've kind of got everything you want. You've got the friends, you've got the family, you've got a nice house or whatever. Now, it doesn't have to be a specific material thing, but it's a sense of like, I'm just really satisfied. I've got everything I need to make me happy. And the Nine of Cups is just before the Ten of Cups. So with this energy, like, you're feeling that you're getting there. You're feeling the sense that it's really close. And yeah, and so I really do have the sense that things are picking up momentum for you. And if you look at this, you've got the Nine of Pentacles and you've got the Nine of Cups. So there's a beautiful symmetry, with the numbers. It's the same number. And nines, of course, are energy of completing a cycle or being about to complete a cycle so that you can start a new cycle. So yeah, you really are making a lot of momentum, a lot of progress. And the reason I feel like you are making a lot of progress and have been making a lot of progress, and if you don't feel like this is you just quite yet, it could be one of two things. If I continue a bit further down this reading and it sounds so ludicrous to you, it sounds completely wrong, then this is not the video for you. I am not tuning into your Aries energy. So don't make this fit if it doesn't. But if, as I'm reading, you might not feel like you're fully there yet, but as I read, you're kind of feeling like, yeah, I kind of sense I'm moving in that direction. Like on some level it resonates, but maybe I don't feel like I'm quite at the point that you're saying yet. Then if that's the case, it's a sense of this is the energy that you're moving into in April. So you might not feel like this at the start of April, but by the end of April, you should have a sense of like, yeah, gosh, I've made so much progress this month. Like the momentum has really picked up. Now, the reason it seems like you're making a lot of progress is because we've got the Queen of Swords here. Now, the Queen of Swords is someone that's very strategic, that has a really clear vision of where they are going. And you see in this depiction, she's got her sword straight up. Now, what that represents is you know exactly what you want and you're not willing to compromise on it. So it's not that you won't work with others and you won't be a good team player if that's what you want, but it's an energy of, I won't sacrifice anything that's truly important to me. So it's yeah, like this queen, she's got clarity, she's got her vision, she clearly asks for and communicates what she wants. The Suit of Swords is all about very clear communication, very direct communication. It's about having good, healthy boundaries. Yeah, so I really get the sense of you know what you want, and you're at a point, or you're getting to a point in the very, very near future where you will not tolerate anything less than that. You're not prepared to be around people that want different things to you, and are sort of distracting you from what you want. If there's something that you're trying to achieve, you're going to go after it. You're going to put yourself out there. You're going to take the steps that you need to take in order to make it happen. Because the Knight of Pentacles here, it's a slow moving energy, but it is the most reliable knight in the deck. It's the knight that is guaranteed to become a king, whereas the other knights in the tarot are the knights that move in very fast, but they're fickle energies. They're energies that then they might, oh yeah, I've changed my mind, I'm not sure I want that anymore, or, they're kind of all over the place. This is a very grounded energy. It is an energy of, I will do whatever it takes to get what I want for as long as it takes, and in that way, it shares a similarity with the Queen of Swords in that there's an element of long-term vision. There's an element of strategy. So they're not interested in the quick fix necessarily, because they know that if they do the work for long enough, they will get the results that they want in whatever area of life it is. Now, with a couple of Pentacles cards on the table and Cups card here, what you may be working on this month is satisfaction in relationships, just general sense of mental happiness and well-being, and doing things in the physical world. So that can be learning new skills, it can be studying things, it can be trying hobbies that you enjoy, it can be working really hard at a career, or it can be getting your finances in order so that you can buy a house, or you can upgrade something that you need to upgrade. So all of these things can be relevant. Now, here's where the energy gets a bit more interesting. So, and I kind of get the sense that with this first lot of cards that I've discussed, this is your energy for most of you as you're sort of entering the month. Now, and it's a positive energy. It's such a positive energy. But there's also a set of cards over here that is telling a slightly different story. Now, they're mostly positive again, but there is an element of caution here. So the sort of headline main energy card from this stack is the Moon. Now, the Moon it can represent secrets, it can represent intuition, and it can also represent a lot of fears. And fears is what I'm getting particularly. Now, it's come out with the clarification cards of the Queen of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Three of Wands. Now, what I make of this is, like I say, you've been working really hard on your independence and your sense of emotional fulfillment within yourself. And the Eight of Pentacles here is the card of working really hard. You can see this guy, he's sort of chiseling these sort of round pentacles with star emblems on them, and he's sort of chiseling the stars into it. And you can see that he's already done a whole heap, and he's working on another couple here. And it's an energy of real craftsmanship, apprenticeship, like continuing to do it until you get it right. So this is a very hard-working energy. And so like I say, and this is the same as this Knight of Pentacles here, it's a very hard-working energy. So you've been working really, really hard on your confidence, your emotional happiness, working on your finances, on your career, on all this stuff. And what I get, though, with the Three of Wands is you've sort of been waiting for your ships to come in. Because you know that if you work on something hard enough, you will get the results. And so you see here, you've got the man, and he's on the edge of a cliff, and he's waiting, and you can see some ships out there in the harbour, and he's waiting for them to come in, but they have not yet come in, and he can see them. But with the moon, I'm getting that there's a sense of, because you can see them, but they have not yet come into the shore, all of a sudden now there are some fears that are creeping up. And what is happening as these fears start creeping up is that you've got this Queen of Cups here. Now, the Queen of Cups is not a negative card by any means. It is a card that also represents intuition and an element of spiritual knowledge associated with your emotions and your intuitions. But it is also a bit of an energy of, you can sometimes let yourself be... you feel things very deeply as a Queen of Cups, which is a really beautiful energy. You're not shut off from your emotions. So you feel things very deeply. You know what you're feeling. But there can be an element with the Queen of Cups sometimes where, because you feel things very deeply, you let that kind of destabilize you a little bit. Because the King of Cups also feels things very deeply, but they've got the ability to kind of contain that a bit better and sit with it a bit better. So look, I don't see here that you're having major like emotional panic or huge levels of depression or anxiety. But with the Moon card here, there is a sense of like, tap into the intuitive energy of the Moon. Don't tap into the fear energy of the Moon. Because all the signs are here that whatever you've been working on, it is manifesting. But the message for you this month, Aries, is your hard work is paying off. It is guaranteed to pay off if you continue doing what you've been doing. These cards are unbelievably positive. But the caution here is, don't spend too much time focusing on where are my ships, where is the result. Because if you spend too much time obsessing on the result, what is going to happen is you're going to let your mental mind take over. You're going to let your fears take over. It's going to block your intuition and your spiritual knowledge that you are right there. You are like, your wish fulfillment is coming. It's on its way. But if you spend so much time looking for evidence that you're going to get the result you want in the physical world, and you're looking all around you for signs that it's manifesting, and you're not seeing them, if you spend too much time focusing on the result and the end outcome that you want, there's a risk this month that your fear mind is just going to take over, and it's going to cause you a bit of emotional, ups and downs that you probably really don't want. So tap into the intuitive energy of the Moon and the Queen of Cups, but not the fear energy, because that will destabilize you. Like I say, whatever it is that you're working on, you're doing all the right steps. There's very clear confirmation in these cards that you are taking action, you are doing the right thing, and although things might seem in the physical world to be moving very, very slowly, in actual fact, they are picking up a huge amount of momentum that you aren't able to see yet. Because like I said at the very start of the video, and it's so funny that I said this before I'd even pulled any cards, which just shows you that Spirit knew exactly what message needed to come across today. But like I said at the very beginning of the video, everything's energy, right? So the end result that you want is a result of having your energy stable enough and consistent enough and focused enough on one thing for long enough that it has to manifest in the physical world. You have to get the result you want. And so, like I said, when I was shuffling the cards and there was a lot of energy in the cards and the cards were flying out all over the place, that's indicative of the energy is moving around to assemble kind of all the components that you need for your dream and what you're working on to land in your reality. So you are so nearly there. But of course, energy has to build up energetically. It has to build up mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and of course you have to have been taking the action steps during that whole process. And then finally, the very last thing is that you get the outcome. You get the job you want, you get the relationship you want, you get whatever it is you're trying to work on here. The very last step is that you see it and you get the actual result in a tangible, physical way. But the energy has to take place, and all the jigsaw puzzle pieces have to work themselves out on an energetic level before it can happen in your physical reality. And the cards here that have come out are showing this, and it's so funny that I shared the story of that at the start of the video as well, about how things line up energetically, and I was feeling the energy of things almost coming into fruition. And that's the exact same message that I'm getting from the cards here. So I actually feel like this message is fully complete in and of itself. I don't feel the need to pull clarifiers from any of these decks. What I will do though, this here is a really beautiful deck. If you've not seen it before, it's The Universe Has Your Back from Gabrielle Bernstein. So these are kind of almost messages from spirit, from the universe, kind of like just more universal guidance. So I'm going to pull one of these, or a couple of these, we'll see how many come out, but I'm going to pull one of these just to wrap the message up about sort of the overall message that the universe wants you to know at this time. So we've got one come out, has already come out, and I'll get a second one as well. And so we'll close the reading with these. Ooh. There we go. Right. Okay. So these are just your takeaway messages, really. So this card here, we've got, in every moment, the universe is conspiring to bring me towards right-minded thinking and the energy of love. So this is what I was sort of saying with these cards over here about the Moon and the Queen of Cups. It's the right-minded thinking that the universe is trying to bring you towards this month is what you want also wants you. It's on its way. So you need to trust that. You need to tap into the intuition of this message, because the more you can stay in this right-minded thinking energy, the more your energy and your thoughts and your emotions are consistent with what you want to create. And so the longer you can hold this and the easier that you can hold this, the quicker probably what you want to manifest is going to come into your reality, but also just the less kind of pain and confusion and anxiety you're going to create for yourself. So know that the universe is supporting you this month. They're really helping you to kind of train your mind to not focus so much on the result that you panic when you don't see it immediately, and to hold the space of trust, okay? And then the card that we've got here is I always trust, that word again, the direction of the universe, and know I'm being guided. So again, this reading's very tight. It's very consistent. I like that because when it's very tight and it all comes together, you know that that is definitely the message that wants to come through. So Aries friends, know that this month, and trust that this month, that you are on path. You are doing all the right steps. You are being guided through the actions that you're taking to the outcome that you want. So it might be that you don't get the outcome that you want this month. It might be that that's coming in May or sometime very soon, or you might get it by the end of this month. But whether you get it or not, know that you are on path. Know that what you want is coming to you. You are doing all the right things. So if you're ever tempted to think, gosh, I don't know if it's coming, try and let that go. Try and do whatever it is that usually works for you to bring you back to a place of peace within yourself. Now that's different for everyone. For some people it's going walking in nature. For some people it's ringing a friend. You know, have you ever got one of those friends that's just like, girl, you're freaking yourself out. You know that you're doing the right thing. You told me the other day that you were so sure that you were doing the right thing. You know, I can see that you're doing the right thing. Everyone's really proud of you. You know, you're looking better, you're feeling better, you're acting better. You know, this is just fear, it's just doubt. Like, you know, if you've got a friend like that, that has a very good grasp on reality and is very good at talking you out of a state of panic, that might be your strategy this month. If you feel yourself sort of doubting yourself, doubting whether you're doing the right thing, look, it might be that you go take a painting class or you go cook something. If cooking is therapeutic for you, or if playing music is therapeutic for you, we've all got something different. But it's that thing this month. If you have any moments where you're feeling yourself being uncentered or getting caught up in a fearful mindset of like, oh, I just don't know if this is working, I don't have the result that I want, the guidance here is go to that thing that takes your mind off it. Go to that thing that just fills you with a bit of peace inside, that always helps recenter you. And like I say, that's going to be different for everyone. But oh my gosh, the energy is so positive. I can feel the energy. And look, often it's when you are so close to the outcome that you want that your mental fears kick in the most, because you can actually feel, most of us can feel, whether we are consciously aware of it or not, most of us can feel how close we are to something. And the closer you get to something, the more excitement builds up. And excitement and fear on an emotional spectrum are very, very similar. And how you know this is, have you ever had a job interview for a job that you really, really, really want, and you are just so nervous, okay? And nervousness is, you know, sort of a lower degree of fear, right? So what is that nervousness telling you? The nervousness is telling you that you are actually really excited about the job. Hence, you don't want to mess it up, right? You don't want to mess the interview up so you don't get it. That's the fear part of that nervousness. But you wouldn't be that nervous if you weren't really excited about it. Do you know what I mean? Like if it was a job that you really didn't want to get, there'd be no nervousness going into the interview because you couldn't care less if you got it. So remember that. Remember that you can feel the energy building up, and that is why you are excited. And with excitement comes nervousness, comes fear. That's the flip side of it. So don't let that freak you out. The fact that you may be tempted to fall into fear this month is actually an indication of the hard work you're doing, and the fact that the momentum is picking up and that you can feel it. So chill out, keep doing the work, know that you're on the right track, and yeah, it's a really beautiful energy. So that's all, Aries friends. Don't forget to hit like, hit subscribe if you want to see more videos. And I am going to be recording other videos for other star signs. So like I say, this can apply if you've got your sun, moon, or rising in Aries. If you've only got one of those in Aries, you might want to check out the other applicable horoscope video readings that I do as well for this month. Okay, catch you later. Bye.